well. Okay, well, I guess we're going.
Hello?
Alright. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the finals. I think we're live now. I think
We should be, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just got the thing. Okay. Okay, there's the sound. Alrighty. Welcome everyone to the grand finale, the Dark Souls All Boss tournament between Kahmul 78 and NaxHPL. Zaz Train. With me, Catalyst.
Hello.
I thought you were gonna fill in there. I paused.
Yeah,
Now
I was not sure, right? Like, I didn't want to interrupt. But hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the Grand Finals. Game 3 of the Grand Finals.
Oh yeah, it is, because they met in the upper brackets. And then Nax is like, well, I'll see you again, buddy.
Exactly. So if you don't know how this tournament worked, it was a double elimination bracket. So because Kahmul never lost before the Grand Finals, he was already up 1-0 in the best of 3. However, Nax was actually able to win the first game, so right now we're looking at 1-1 in first 2. So this is the final race of the entire tournament.
Yep, so now both the runners have lost, so next one to lose will unfortunately finish runner-up. So both of the runners are doing different routes. Kahmul's doing what we have dubbed now Mooldraker, which is pretty much an RTA optimized male Draker variant, and Nax will be doing the ESM DT +5.
Exactly. So throughout the run, we're gonna see the runners very shortly are gonna change routes in like about 5 minutes. And it's going to be kind of hard to tell who's ahead, but obviously we can count bosses and see mistakes.
Yep.
So both runners started as hunters. The reason for that is because hunter as a starting class as a bow is going to be very important for a glitch called the move swap, which means this is not the remaster because there is no move swap in the remaster.
Rip.
Okay, just putting it out there.
Yeah. No, had a perfectly fine, fun, accessible thing. Not only did they kill moves, they killed a lot of fun things. All action queuing in general. But you know, we'll just just leave that alone for now. Talk about this superior title anyways. Both of our runners go and purchase the bottomless box and some other items. That's for the ESM or I guess not the ESM glitch, but for the quantity storage glitch, which will make them from 0 to hero real quick. And don't worry, guys. The times will be synced up. It'll be synced up before you know it. Yeah.
Actually, just to point out, earlier today there was a new method of confirmation duping found, which works even in the remaster. So.
Oh yeah.
It's still there. It's just a bit tedious.
I heard it's still faster to do the frame duping though. But then yeah. Oh, a little hiccup there. Okay, well there we go. See everyone, you just gotta believe and they'll sync up. I was like, oh, we'd have some drop frames here, but no. Okay, so both of our runners using resin on their longsword for tars makes it much faster. Nax doing the brand new one-handed starts. Very la-di-da. Kahmul doing the tried and true, just two-handed all the way through.
Yeah, obviously the short sword doesn't deal that much damage to Taurus, but he's very weak to lightning, so luckily the gold pine resin that they apply to their weapons deals a lot of the damage, like 95%.
Yeah, if you ever fight Taurus, let's say you're doing a randomizer or something, you fight Taurus without a resin, you'll realize how much that resin actually helps out in that fight early on. Okay, and both of the runners will be cutting Hellkite Drake's tail. I mean, the Drake sword, which for early game is really good weapon. Very strong.
Yeah, it's really damn good. And then if they combine it with Moose Swap, which we're gonna talk about in a bit, when the runners actually perform it, it's gonna deal a lot of damage. So this is the first deviation in the routes between the two runners. Kahmul is gonna do some business here around Undead Parish, but Nax is gonna bypass all of that using the Sense Gate Skip in a bit. First, though, he's gonna quit out. The reason for that quit out is because quit outs in this game, so if you save and quit and then load back in, the enemy positions are gonna be reset to their default positions. So it can be used to de-aggro enemies. Zaz, you mind explaining Sense Gate Skip for us?
Okay. Sure. So Sense Gate Skip. So this is about a year and a half old, I believe, since it's been discovered in December 2016. Anyways, so Nax is going to come up here. He's going to parry this gentleman right there. And actually, there are two different things right there. There's a death cam, and then below that's a kill box. So what you try and do right there by going out of bounds, or kind of just touching out of there, you try and touch that death cam. It's going to give you this top-down camera. And all you have basically tank controls. Really terrible. And also Nax has to get the bonfire and hope that that guy doesn't chase him. Gets out of that just fine. If you remember last race, I think it was last race anyways, he had an issue with that. But so that's going to deload some of your assets. Some enemies, and doors specifically. And one such door is the door to Sense Fortress. So whenever he's in this little camera, he can go into Sense Fortress, and he'll quit out right here, as you can see, and that'll enable him to get into Sense Fortress without actually having to ring both the bells that you would typically in the game. Saves, what is it, like 2-3 minutes? It's really
on the route that you take.
I guess so, yeah.
It saves a lot of time, yeah.
But it saves a lot of time. So much time that, I mean, if you can take it, you take it.
Alright, so Kahmul has already reached the gargoyles, and he has Moose Swap his Drake Sword, so I'll quickly try to explain Moose Swap as he's actually just obliterating gargoyles, and Nax is just running through Sense Fortress normally. So Moose Swap is highly abused glitch in this game. And it allows you to partially transfer movesets of one weapon to another one. We're talking about the running attack, rolling attack, and the plunging attack. So what both runners did, they bought a rapier from the Undead Merchant, and that is a weapon that has a running attack that deals damage in 2 ticks. And then they do Move Swap, which basically what you do is you queue up two-handing a weapon, a bow in particular, because it's the only weapon that you can two-hand in your left hand. And then before that action gets executed, you swap out the bow for the weapon that you want to have the moveset transferred to, right? Yep. And then, because the running attack actually deals damage in 2 ticks for the rapier, same thing is going to happen with the Drake Sword, so you're basically dealing double damage.
Yeah, Moose Swap basically makes it where all those huge weapons that usually would not even sniff any competitive route, makes those actually viable, which you'll see in this one by both the runners. The Dragon Tooth, usually R1, really slow attack, but with the Move Swap, you can get those, like that double attack, which makes for easy poise breaks if the enemies or bosses can be broken, and just the damage is insane. It also does extra damage as well, because it's a running attack, so it does a little bit extra damage rather than just a normal R1 as well, which also plays into some boss fights. And I don't know what just fell on Kahmul's screen. I guess that was a tree or a lizard, something.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Anyway, Nax making his way over to Iron Golem, while Kahmul is heading down. Just got a Grass Crash Shield and will be getting the Red Tearstone Ring. Very important ring. Nax is doing the equipment slot manipulation glitch, so he will be acquiring his Red Tearstone Ring effect, I guess, later in the round.
Yeah, so basically how you fight Golem. Now, Nax is getting into a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got it, okay. So basically, you want to deal 400 damage to his legs under the knee level to stagger him, and then 200 damage to make him fall. And the best strat to do is to manipulate his attacks in such a manner that he's gonna end up facing out of the bridge, and then he just falls down. Kahmul's fight, you're gonna see it later, is gonna be a lot easier because he's gonna get the red tier stone ring, as Zaz mentioned. So what RTSR does, it's supposed to increase your AR, just kind of damage multiplier, by 50%. However, after all the calculations, it gets a little bit complicated, but we can basically say that it doubles your damage in the end. So
it's about double damage. And even though you have an increased risk of death because you cannot take a hit, especially because your vid is so low, especially early game, that it's basically just a one-hit knockout for all the fights. It will it actually makes the fights more consistent because the fights are shorter and you have a less chance of RNG to kind of screw you over. Especially for the fight Nax will be going to here in about 3 or 4 minutes, the ONS fight.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you mentioned, but to get the bonus, the double damage, you need to be under 20% HP.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, you're gonna see both runners taking intentional damage before boss fights when they have the ring, in most cases. And then, as Zaz said, they will be just one hit away from death. But since they need to dodge less attacks, the fight is actually better that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously faster not to get hit regardless. So
yeah, exactly.
Even though Nax will be full health, it'll allow him to be a little greedier for some fights, such as the ONS fight. But still, with 11 bit, you can't really take too many hits anyways, and especially not counter hits. So you might be able to take one extra hit, but you know that could add a little wrinkle into the fight that makes it much worse. And you'd rather just have RTSR. Nax would love to have RTSR right now. It's just not feasible at the moment.
It depends. I personally think that ONS without RTSR is riskier if you're doing like attempts, but I think it is easier to survive that fight.
That's true. That's true. If you take your time, I mean, I guess even with RTSR, if you take your time, it's not quite as bad.
I suppose you're right. Yeah. I mean, both runners very experienced. Obviously, ONS one of the most annoying boss fights because in the entire game, because you just have 2 bosses to fight against.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of stuff
you can do everything right on your end, and then it can still not matter just because you know how the RNG played out. Hopefully that went. Ooh, that was.
That was a bit close, yeah.
Okay, so Nax is doing an elevator reset there. It saves about, I think it's one say 12 seconds. Well, I don't know about RTA. I think it's 12 seconds usually. Probably about 5 or 7 seconds. Yeah. RTA, but it'll reset that elevator down so he doesn't have to pull it whenever he goes to Priscilla later. But yeah, one thing that can happen whenever you're jumping from that one platform to the actual stable platform is that it'll kind of catch. I know you'll catch on some invisible deal, and yeah, it could just send you flying down. I think everyone's had that happen at least a few times, and then you have to do the whole process all over again.
Yeah, because the entire elevator, like, the game doesn't store your position on the moving platform, and the entire elevator is taken as a moving platform.
Yeah, that's why can't fall control in certain spots because of that. For a while before Royal Woodskipper discovered that you could do it with a melee weapon, yeah, you had to do some interesting tactics in order to skip that. But that's later on. That is later on. Nax, of course, will be taking the bonfire here, safety bonfire. In most runs, you're going to skip this, unless maybe you just start a route or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a race, obviously you do not want to run all the way from the Dark Moon Tomb bonfire back to here. That's a little slow, if something were to go wrong.
So Kahmul, this is another deviation where Kahmul is actually gonna take this Analanda bonfire because he's gonna have to use it later.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks to the different boss order, Nax will be able to use that bonfire as well. But that's because of a very specific reason. We will talk about that later, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, we'll mention it when we get there.
So Nax obtained the Dragon Tooth from behind the illusory wall, and he's gonna approach. He's gonna approach the ONS fights.
So his first attempt at Ornstein and Smo hopefully goes well.
He's gonna perform the Musob. He now applies the Green Blossom, which gives him extra stamina regeneration, which can be pretty important because
I don't think the route usually calls for that. I think most routes don't, but it definitely helps out. It makes that's I'd say that's probably the biggest killer for most of these is you just run out of stamina right when Smo is deciding to do some big nasty attack. Okay, no worries.
So he's baiting out an attack from Smo to get an opening on Ornstein. There's the opening. Smo is jumping away. That's really good, but only once.
Yeah. Sometimes Smo can just decide he wants to jump completely to the other end of the arena. Okay.
Next.
Gosh. I know. I'm wanting him to heal so
moving.
much, but okay. He's playing it really safe though.
They should be fine.
Should be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's one of the.
roll as well.
That's exactly what I was talking about right there. The if he didn't have the Green Blossom, that might have been really close. But with the Green Blossom, he's able to roll away without too much worry when Smo did his little jump attack. He's got him locked into a corner here, so it should be one more attack. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So first try.
That's why you kill Ornstein first, and then in the phase 2 you can easily stunlock Smo like this. He can sometimes jump away, be a little bit annoying, but Super Ornstein cannot be staggered at all. So
yeah, and then he has like 1 or 2 attacks that all of a sudden you think the hitbox is gonna be here, and then it moves exactly where you roll, and you're just like, oh, okay. But yeah, first try ONS, so it's very good.
That's really good. Yeah.
I think that was one of the things he I think he had an issue with it last race where I think it was like 3 tries or something.
Before that.
Probably feeling. Well, I mean, even if you didn't have any issues with it, doing ONS first try, especially in a race, definitely a good feeling.
Yeah, Max had a deathless run apart from Quelaag actually in game 1 of the Grand Finals.
I must be thinking about the.
Yeah, it must have been the one before that.
Yeah.
All right, so Nax now approached. He approached your boy Andre, and he bought 999 arrows. So what he's using, and some other items. So what he's actually using these arrows for is a glitch called quantity storage. And basically, if you queue up dropping an item, right, and you have a certain quantity of it, so arrows, the game will store the number. So it stores the 999 number, and then he's able to actually preserve that. He's able to preserve that value into the merchant menu, basically. And then he buys pikes, and if you buy pikes with this glitched out value, what it does, it buys 1 pike, but it's gonna weigh 999 pikes. And he's gonna be using that pike later on in the run for a glitch called equipment slot manipulation, which I will talk about, or Zaz, later on.
Yeah, so those 900... The 1 pike. I just have to say this because someone yells at me in chat whenever I don't say it correct. It's 1 pike with the value of 999, and it'll actually cram you. I think it's 10,000 units or something like that. And then all of a sudden, yeah, you can't pick up item. Like if he happens, hopefully it doesn't, because it's kind of slow and spooky if it happens. But if he cuts the tail here, you'll see that he actually won't be able to pick up the item. And yeah, so that's one of the bad things. Even though Kahmul got the good opening, he Ornstein likes to dance around sometimes.
Oh,
okay.
Nice roll.
No, nothing. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. You know, according to plan.
Yeah, so Kahmul got the good opener, but then Ornstein just walking sideways makes you whiff, as I said, his attacks, Kahmul's attacks, are being done in 2 different ticks. So he hit one of the ticks, and then the other one completely whipped. And then he did some insane rolling game, and actually managed to survive that fight very nicely, kept his composure really well played. In the meanwhile, Nax just got rid of Gargoyles with the Dragon Tooth.
Yeah, gargoyles with the Dragon Tooth. There's nothing really eventful with that. Stagger one hit. Stagger one hit. Yeah, you can go in with pretty much, as long as your health is above 1, you pretty much don't have to worry. So, yeah. The Hollow Room is actually the scary part of the Gargoyle segment in this round. Yeah. Or in Nax's round. So punches Lautrec, lets him know who's boss, and then he'll kick him off. And he actually doesn't get the Ring of Favor and Protection, better known as the FAP Ring, in this route. He just kicks him off, though, that way he can use the Firelink bonfire later, because if you don't, whenever Nax will ring the bell to Quelaag, Lautrec will kill the Firekeeper, and yeah, then it becomes an extra warp, and that's very slow.
It's hard to tell which route is faster, actually. It's very unclear. And if there is a difference, it's very minor.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Whichever runner finishes Gwyn first, I'm gonna say that they win. I'm gonna.
Unless they pull a Captain, cast it and body.
Well, yeah, I was about, you know, I'm 99% chance that they win first. Okay, okay, not 100% guaranteed.
So what you have also noticed is now that they killed Guinevere Illusion, they're actually they got the lower vessel, and now both runners are able to ward between bonfires. So there's still going to be quite a bit of running to bosses, but a little bit less than previously.
Yeah, so Nax taking the bonfire over here, and we'll grab the I can't even think of it, Dragon Scale. And we'll be putting that in the bottomless box, well, a little bit later, after the Quelaag segment. But then he'll be using quantity storage to turn that 1 into 10, well, 99, but he just needs 10 in order to get his Dragon Tooth to a +5. And then damage will no longer be an issue.
That's for sure. Alright, so this is going to be a big moment. This is where Kahmul pulled away in the first race in the grand finals. A little bit of backstory. The only person that Nax actually lost to in this tournament was Kahmul in winners bracket finals. And the only person Kahmul lost in the tournament was Nax, obviously, in game 1 of grand finals. So these two are definitely the best players coming out of this tournament, no matter how this
definitely most consistent. I think aside from Kahmul's first race, I think he's been like 80 minutes or somewhere in the 81 minutes or below, I think, in every single one. He's had a really solid showing. There might have been one that was like an 82, but yeah, he's very consistent. Same with Nax.
Okay, so Kahmul gets the good opener on Quelaag. He's just gonna run into her 3 times and ram her with the Dragon Tooth.
Yeah, with RTSR, this, especially if you get the good opener, this fight's over before it really even starts. With Nax, I believe it's 5 attacks. I should know because I have to do this sometimes. Yeah, you know what? I just never get this far in a run, so it doesn't matter. So that's why I probably don't realize it. Anyways, gets the explosion. Yeah, 5 attacks. Okay, really nice. Easy. Alright, so both runners having no issue with Quelaag. And Kahmul finally listening to Twitch chat for all these years and taking the Daughter of Chaos Bonfire, really speeding things along. Twitch chat was right the entire time.
Yeah. Twitch chat is always right.
Mm-hmm. Nax will be heading down to Demon Ruins. Before, though, he heads to Ceaseless Discharge. He's gonna make a little, deviation, or a little divert from the route a little bit. No, I guess not divert from there. That's he's gonna go somewhere else for a second.
Yeah, so
After
right now
he
he's
puts
putting
things into the box. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I'll let you handle this.
All right, so we got some quantity storage. This one we particularly just call front duping though, because little different. You put those things into the bottomless box because whenever you put an item into the bottomless box, you actually can't consume it. So all of a sudden, the dragon scale, the Quelaag soul, and all that, you go to front, and well, hey, you get infinite as long as it's still inside the box. So he's going to do the quantity storage again, where you just kind of keep running, and he's going to turn those green blossoms into 99, and same with the dragon scales, and I think fire bombs as well. Yes. And then also he'll get himself about 10 million souls, no big deal, and make himself into a Greek god, basically.
Insane scam.
Yep.
Fremd is like, what?
So if you notice, I think we talked on it earlier, I got the 999 arrows, so whatever the reason, this game just recognizes that value. And so, oh, and he did the smart thing, by the way, and took the green blossoms and black fire bombs out of the box. I've seen that happen so much this race, or these races.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, so it recognizes that 999, so it, I don't know, just kind of stays as, I don't know the way to explain it, but it just keeps that number. And so whenever you go to prompt and do the action queuing there for the quantity storage, it's going to go off that number. And then so whenever you feed him the Quelaag soul, it feeds him 999 Quelaag soul, the value of it, which ends up being about just short of 10 million, or just right at it, something like that. So yeah, you get quite a bit. You can go from, like I said, from 0 to hero real quick.
In the meanwhile, Kahmul went to Darkwood Garden, which is the more common place in most of the runs now, in the fastest routes. That's where you go after killing ONS and maybe getting rid of Quelaag. However, right now he's not fighting a boss, he's just fighting Hydra, which is not considered a boss. However, if you kill Hydra, or rather you need to kill Hydra to be able to access the DLC. And obviously the DLC has 4 bosses that you need to kill in an all bosses route.
Okay, next we'll be doing Ceaseless Discharge. Unfortunately without RTSR, don't think it is possible.
2-cycle.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe if you do the backstep and immediately start, you might. Probably not. I wouldn't want to try it, at least not in a race. But maybe someone could. I didn't see. Did Kahmul do the plunge?
No.
Boy.
He hasn't been doing it.
Those 8 seconds are going to cost him. Mark it. Write it down. Jot it down right there. Nax now, would you like to explain the Fire Sage elevator clip?
Sure. So Nax right now is standing on an elevator, and as you can see, every time he loads in, you can see the elevator kind of just not being there and then loading in. That's because the elevator is actually part of the area that's beneath him, because this is like a shortcut that activates later. So he stands at the edge of the elevator, and then because he's on like a little slope, each time he quits out, he's gonna get moved backwards slightly, and eventually he's gonna end up clipping through the elevator like this. Luckily, Miyazaki was nice enough and put Fire Sage Demon right beneath this, so he's just gonna plunge and then survive this fall like this and deal pretty good damage to Fire Sage as well.
Not only that, there's only what, like, all the Fire Sage-ish guys, demons, including Asylum and all that. There's like what, 4 enemies I think that out of all of them that are 4 bosses that you can actually plunge. So the fact that it's also an enemy that you could plunge, it's pretty nice. Could have been like Artorias and you just go right through him and he's just like, oh, what the heck?
Nice cherry on the cake is that the trigger for the AI for Fire Sage is actually at the fog gate, and because he never comes anywhere near that fog gate, there's no one actually finding him back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always the if you ever actually, I guess you really don't anymore. Well, if you do the remaster, I guess you actually have to fight him. But it's always it can be kind of a hairy fight if you don't have some insane damage, just because of the arena itself. You can get really caught on some branches and things.
Yeah.
Also,
true,
Nax doing Centipede Demon. I like to call him
Nice
Camera
fight.
Boss. Didn't have any issues with that on this one.
In the meanwhile, Kahmul proceeded and did the same quantity storage glitch as Prams that we saw Nax do. So he got insane amount of souls, leveled up some stats, and he's also leveling up dexterity. That's because he actually will be using magic at the end of the run. And on Butterfly, meanwhile, Nax will not be getting magic at all the entire run.
Yep.
And dexterity, if you didn't know, all the way up till 45 increases your casting speed. So that can come in very handy. For example, Butterfly.
Yeah, Butterfly. I think also on this route, that's the only way that you can actually do Ceaseless without actually to get the double KO on Ceaseless without actually just kind of screwing over that fight.
Yep.
Pretty low on health, but at the same time he's like level 200 something, so it might not matter with the chip damage. That's the one thing really about this fight. You're kind of more worried when you're this low about the chip damage and actually taking a hit.
Yeah, this is a problem in like on Quelaag or on Sif.
Yeah.
That these enemies can jump away and deal chip to you.
You just finish them off real quick, not have to worry. So
yeah, you just you hit the perfect opener and you saw the power of DT plus 5 with RTSR. It's pretty insane. And now Kahmul is warping to Analondo. He's gonna be going towards the Duke's archives and killing Steve. So just quickly, if you don't know Dark Souls that much, basically to be able to get, obviously this is an all bosses run, so both runners have to kill all 26 bosses. But the premise of the game is that you need to collect these special bosses, you need to collect special souls from them, and then put them in the Lord Vessel, and that opens the path to the final boss of the game. And Seath is actually one of them. So not only that they need to kill all the bosses, but they obviously will have to put all the Lord Souls in the Lord Vessel later on.
Yeah, saves. Well, I had already talked about, I was gonna interrupt and be like, actually you could wrong warp, and then all of a sudden I was just like, oh yeah, it can save a bunch of, no, don't listen to me. Alright, I'm talking to myself here. Okay, anyways, exceptional board control by Kahmul right there. And then he'll be move swapping so that he can actually kill this golem. If you remember, he killed the golem to free Dusk earlier, right after Hydra, and he'll be killing the golem here in Duke's archives so that he can get the broken pennant. Meanwhile, Nax doing Toki bombs, not getting Firestorm. Easy.
Very nice. Ooh, Kahmul got hit by the skeleton.
Yeah.
Or by the spell, I'm not sure.
No worries. Professional. He knows what he's doing. All calculated.
Yeah, basically Battle of Chaos is one of the annoying bosses that are very gimmicky. It's probably the worst fight in the game.
I would say it's the worst gimmick fight, yeah.
Yeah. And these Toki bombs that he's chugging from the middle of the arena actually hit orbs on both sides, and then you can access the actual boss that's hidden behind the branches. So the premise of that fight is that you need to destroy these orbs to be able to just one-shot the boss like good shit.
Yeah. Except in like New Game +6, I think, is where it takes, it's 5 or 6, it takes 2 punches.
Damn.
Because it goes up like 1 or 2 health every New Game. Eventually you don't do enough damage, even in RTSR.
Kahmul performed the Duke skip, a pretty famous skip. It's basically is only abusing the what's called the level geometry, the level design, and he's able to save like 3 or 4 minutes. Not a glitch, yeah.
Sequence.
Nothing of this is glitch.
It's a sequence break. It's not a glitch. Jeez.
Meanwhile, Nax is approaching Stray Demon, and after that he's going to be heading to Analondo. So you can see the routes are like all over the place, but right now they're pretty much even. There hasn't been any mistakes from either runner.
Yeah,
This has
I
been
think
very, very solid.
the only thing I guess that you could say is Nax had a bit of a slow ONS, but
Yeah.
yeah. Other than that, that's about it. Okay. One thing though, Nax's straight demon fight would be a tad bit longer than Kahmul's.
Well,
Still not too bad though.
yeah. I mean, Kahmul is going to be finishing Stradium with Dark Beat, so...
Yeah, well, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, but no RTSR makes some of these fights a bit longer than you would like.
Yeah, still you can see that Nax...
No bully sword.
Nax doesn't have RTSR all the way up till this moment, but he, like, saved time over actually having to physically pick it up previously.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's losing time here and there to the boss fight.
Yeah, it's one of those things you think would actually be costing the runner, but you end up saving I guess about a minute and a half over if you were to do DT plus 5 by picking up RTSR, just because it's pretty far out of the way, and you're just warping back after it, so it's just a time loss. But the RTSR saves so much time that you still pick it up regardless. Or in Nax's case, you just, turn it into something.
Alright, so Kahmul, what he did was he destroyed the Crystal of Immortality with his arrow, and then just two shots Seath, because why not? In the meanwhile, Nax approached Gwendolyn, which is a purely RNG boss, and you're just waiting for the arrow attack.
He had been practicing a lot, and that practice paid off for that fight right there.
Paid off. Yeah, it was pretty decent fight. Yes, this is the finals. It's game 3, so that means it's tied 1-1.
Winner
final game.
Take all. Winner take all.
All the bragging rights.
Mm-hmm.
Which are important in Speed Souls, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, there is really a just huge prize pool for this tournament. $0 Euro, US dollar, Canadian dollar. But yeah, you get to take all that home with you by winning. Also, Kahmul now is going to shoot little pew-pews at a sweet little butterfly.
What is this RNG? Hello?
I know, what is this?
Like, butterfly just chilling.
German RNG, I swear.
There's been a lot of butterfly practice as well, I guess.
Alright. Nax will now in the painted world, will now be heading to pick up a PvP item. Believe it or not, the red soap sign. Yeah. He said he was gonna. I think he said he was gonna go human and have people invade him or do some duels.
Right. Yeah.
Must be. But no, this item he will be using to actually turn this. It shares the same ID as the red Tearstone ring, and he's going to be using this red soap sign to turn it into the red Tearstone ring with the ESM glitch. Better known as flexing, of course. You thought I wasn't going to say it, but I did. I did.
Oh, I'm glad. So yeah, he's basically just gonna like get stuck in some kind of an action, and because he's crammed, as Saz mentioned before, which is a leftover mechanic from Demon Souls that is not really useful in this game, he's actually not gonna be able to unequip his ring, and then it's gonna mess up with the menus. And basically, as I said, he's gonna be able to equip the red side soapstone into his ring slot, and then the game just checks the ID. It doesn't check the item type, and then it's gonna see it has the same ID as RTSR, so the red sign soapstone is gonna have the same effect.
Mm-hmm. Kahmul making his way over to Guardian. Let's see if he can avoid the Dutch RNG. And Nax will be going after a sweet little dragon hybrid.
There's a lot of RNG in this fight.
Yeah, this you want to avoid lightning as much as possible. Of course, also with RTSR and a DT plus 5, yeah, you're just like bring on the RNG. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I mean, it does, but it doesn't as much. Okay, so Nax now will be heading to the Undead Parish bonfire, and he will be performing his equipment slot manipulation.
One thing you might also be wondering about is that I noticed that, or rather, I mentioned that Max didn't take the Analondo Vampire, but for some reason, every time you exit the Painted World, the game actually sets your default bonfire to the Analondo bonfire. So he never took it, but then if he bones out after he leaves the Painted World, he just gets teleported back to the Analondo bonfire.
Doing that, or also by like killing or getting killed by Gwendolyn will also set you there.
Yeah, same.
That one's slower though. I wouldn't recommend that one. Also, you might have missed it, but Nax did a little running attack, and then all of a sudden you saw question mark dialogue question mark. That was actually him performing the flex there. Oh, I said it again. And so what you try and do is you try and equip a slot, equip into one certain slot, then you go to try and unequip the ring. It's going to bring up that that question mark dialogue deal, and then that's when you're going to select the red tearstone ring from the little menu that's gonna bring up, and voila, you have the effect of a red tearstone ring without actually having to have the ring.
So Kahmul just did the robot skip with a full damage cancel. So it's a thing that we call the plunge. So basically, if you plunge at a slope or the edge as you're falling off, it actually allows you to roll midair, and you can roll late enough to be able to have the iframes active, obviously invincibility frames active for the fall damage. So you can actually survive that fall that you normally wouldn't.
And he's also doing early Calamite trigger.
Yeah, this only saves like 3 seconds in game time.
Yeah, it's so scary.
But RTA, it saves quite a bit because you obviously have to.
It's so spooky because of what almost happened right there, where you miss a dog, he like just dodge it, and yeah, with RTSR, those dogs hit really hard. He has enough levels for him.
Did Nax take damage? I'm not sure because he messed up the plunge. He got a super slow. Okay, he's alive. Okay.
Easy every time.
He's gonna try again. I like the confidence on that map.
Yep, okay.
There we go, good.
Alright, so there you go. Unfortunately, now the plunge is pretty much negated, the time save there, because of
it just, yeah, exactly.
Because of that. But, hey, style over speed, I always say. And he will have a really simple, well, the camera will cooperate. Really simple Hydra. Should be it. Yes. Okay.
Right, nice. Kobe. Or Libra.
And Kahmul should be able to finish this fight right here.
He's playing it safe.
Yeah, playing it safe. Understandable.
I respect that. Yeah, I respect that. So he could have done a little YOLO there and went for another attack. But Artorias can be a little bit sketchy sometimes.
Yeah, there be sometimes stuff. You go for that second attack, and then all of a sudden, yeah, you kind of whiff over to the side. He'll love to do a backflip whenever you miss, and then well, that's the end of that. I don't think he took the bonfire either. I don't remember him taking it. Not sure.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh, he did. Okay.
All right, so Kahmul now is gonna be approaching an item box. It's gonna be a mimic. He bought Lloyd's Talisman for it. He's gonna throw it at the mimic. That's gonna put it to sleep. You know, like with a good submission hold, basically. And he's gonna get that crest key out of that chest. The crest key is gonna be used to access Golf or Go, whatever you wanna pronounce it.
Yeah. I think there's like 20 different ways to say it.
And Golf or whatever, he's gonna shoot down Calamite with his, massive bow. So, and then he's gonna be able to fight Calamite normally.
Yeah. For a guy that is blind, impeccable aim, really great.
I call cheats aimbots.
Yeah, I mean, if he would kind of get out of his little area, he could probably help out a lot on the fights and stuff like that. Also, look at this. Look at that. Doesn't even have to kill the little bloat head.
Normally you have to kill that monkey because your hidden body runs out, but because Kahmul takes a different route, since he cannot do a skip because he's missing fall control, his hidden body lasts longer. So hidden body, we haven't mentioned that, is a spell that he casted just right now, and it basically makes the enemies aggro later. And for example, this area right here is pretty much almost undoable.
Yeah, you really, if not for any other reason, you really want hidden body just for this bridge right here. Without that, you got the two sorcerers throwing magic at you. You got those little the monkey guys doing uppercuts to you. Yeah, we call it Hell Bridge for a reason.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Nax, obviously, no nervousness at all right there on that Sif fight. Easy peasy. He'll be making his way over to Duke's Archives now.
I wonder how nervous these guys must be. Like, both of them having very solid runs.
Yep. I think as long as the run, like their run is going well, then they're probably not too terribly nervous.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nax might be a little worried because, like I said, of his ONS, it took probably about a minute longer just because of the RNG he was given. But probably they're feeling pretty good about how they're performing right now. Kahmul do 2 shots to get this Sorceress Lady. Then he will pick up the most balanced spell in the game, Dark Bead.
That's pretty
alright, his way.
I guess.
Yeah.
I think they should buff it a little bit later, but
it'd be nice. Yeah, I would like to have seen it buffed in the remaster.
I guess I'll report I'll report it to the remaster crew.
And yeah, now he's swapping his rings so that he can do the Manus Foggate skip
and get RTSR range out of it.
Yep.
He's gonna save like 4 seconds RTA or 3 seconds, whatever it is. I'm not even sure.
I'm not sure. I just know it's faster.
Yeah, it should save 3 seconds in game time. I'm not sure if that's the difference, but yeah.
The main thing here is just not to get the stored roll. Doesn't get it, so
applies the blossom for faster step. Region.
Got the world famous knee attack by Menace. Followed by the also world famous, shotgun attack. But yeah, DT +5, easy peasy on what usually is some of the more difficult. I guess Manus isn't terribly difficult, but still more notable boss.
Yeah, it definitely like RNG can cost you quite a bit. Right? So Kahmul's RNG was really good.
Yeah, basically you're trying to just avoid the Dark Rain attack and that one, Dark Rain and Wombo combo.
Yeah, it's like when Manus is under 60% health, he's gonna start casting magic, and if he does a circle attack or the shotgun attack, those are really good. You can punish them really easily. But with Dark Rain, you actually just have to run around for a little bit, and then sometimes you might not even be punishable afterwards. So yeah.
Yeah, it's always good when you get Dark Rain into Dark Rain. You're like, oh, okay. Guess I'll just wait. Just waste a minute or something. Not literally a minute, but you know, it feels like it. Nax also first try and Duke skip. So
that's to be expected.
Yeah. So he will now make his way. I don't think with this health he'll do manly drop. He'll probably do a little boy drop.
I don't think he did it last time, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those where it saves 4 seconds. But
if you don't get a start,
you can mess it up though. Where the other one you like can't mess it up unless your health is just way too low. And yeah, if you mess it up, well, that's about 4 minutes or so. Yeah. So understandable if you don't want to take the risk. Yeah, and he's like, nah, not touching that, baby.
So stored roll, we've mentioned that a couple times. Stored roll, basically this game accepts inputs on frame-by-frame basis instead of RTA, as most of the games do. And with those things come quite a few problems, along with the good glitches that we use to go fast. But one of them is the stored roll, so when you fall on the ground, you want to cancel your fall animation, you mash roll. It might not get accepted on the right roll, and it gets stored in the memory, and just eaten away.
It's a feature that Miyazaki has put into every single title of his. Beautiful. Love it.
All right, Calmy fight.
So yeah, this fight. Oh, look at this! Look at this. So this fight should be over. Oh yeah, okay. So that's Calamity. I was gonna say this fight can either go really well, or it can go kind of hairy. But of course, really well. This is why Kahmul, the supreme leader right there.
Yeah, because he gets good RNG.
Good RNG all the time, every time. Meanwhile, Nax making quick work of C. And now Kahmul will equip Dark Bead and start, blasting enemies to death. Unfortunately for us, he does not do Capra and Gaping first. So, you know what that means? I'm sorry, everyone. I apologize on behalf of Kahmul. We will not get any Nico sound.
I think I will try to get him disqualified if he wins.
Yeah, I'm already unsubbing and unfollowing him on Twitch right now.
Same.
Okay, done. All right. Anyways, so he's gonna go curl up into a little ball here and make his way to Stray, while Nax is about to pre-aim some fire booms.
Yeah, so as I said, Nax doesn't have any magic spells. He will not use any magic at all in the entire run, apart from Hidden Body. And so his strat is actually using the Stone Armor, which makes you not get staggered, apart from this attack. And he's just chucking fire bombs at the boy. That's it.
Yep. Ooh. RTSR fire bombs. Ah. RTSR does not increase firebomb damage, by the way, if anyone was wondering. That'd be nice. But
here the stray demon fights.
Okay, yeah.
Actually,
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think you can miss. I think you can miss a couple of orbs and still be okay in this one.
Yeah.
Funny thing. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you do.
Okay. I was gonna say the funny thing is, even though he has 99, actually, if anyone's familiar with the Crapple Mage and/or Male Draker route, the actual proper routes, you actually do less damage. Even though on Male Draker you would have like 37 int because of the ring combinations and all that, you actually do less damage than you would with those. So it takes actually more hits to kill enemies.
Yeah, I was about to mention the same thing. So.
Oh, okay. All right. See, great minds think alike. Great minds.
Very nice. He also got the Black Knight Shield, the Catalyst special.
Yeah, the bully. Well, I guess that's not the bully. The bully shield, we'll call it.
Yeah.
That one doesn't get in the way, luckily. I guess you don't really have to switch anything anymore, so it doesn't matter. So we cast Fall Control. Cast Hidden Body right here. So Dogos will be nice.
Hopefully.
And yeah,
you can still mess up.
Yeah. Nah, never doubt him. And then he should one shot, of course.
Nice.
And quits out just at the specific time so you can get the key, and then he'll actually be in front of the fall gate, make for a little less spooky, most of the time less spooky trip down to the depths.
Yep. Meanwhile, Nax is gonna be doing the same thing that Kahmul was doing. Like his DLC route is gonna be the same as Kahmul's, except he's just not gonna get R-beat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he has quite a good DLC to run against, basically, if you compare it to Kahmul.
Yeah, Kahmul had a really clean DLC.
Okay, this is now pretty nice as well.
Oh yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. So if you can get something like that where you can actually get the counter hit off on Guardian, yeah, it's just a one shot with DT +5 and RTSR range. No big deal. No big deal. DLC bosses are tough, by the way.
But I mean, they're cheating, so like, what do you expect?
That's true. Yeah.
Ooh, Nax skipping the bonfire.
Skipping the bonfire.
I respect that.
Yeah, he knows the quality of a runner that Kahmul is, and
Sure.
I'm guessing he probably assumed that Kahmul also skipped a bonfire or two, safety bonfire or two. So, in his mind, hey, that 10 seconds or so is well worth it. And Kahmul just blasts Gaping Dragon away, and now he'll be going to Papa Nito. don't know if he'll do the. It doesn't look like he's gonna do the plunge here either. I mean, I guess it's worked out for him so far. I'm just,
He's
you know,
not, yeah. He hasn't been doing the plunges, and
I'm
I can
still
understand.
I'm still disappointed.
Well, so am I, but I can understand
Okay,
why.
okay.
Basically, Kahmul has been very consistent. His route is very consistent. Pretty
Yeah,
easy.
when he's doing it, it seems like all the rest of us have done it.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's not talk about that. Okay,
Yeah.
let's not talk about that. But
Nax,
no,
doing the Royal Wood Skip lands it. I guess I don't know if you mentioned it, but before, unless you were doing the magic, doing the Royal Wood Skip even with magic, whenever you had to do Fall Control quit didn't really save much time RTA wise. But with melee, you actually had to run all the way around. It was like 40 seconds or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah, by doing that actually saved quite a bit of time.
Let's see this RT fight. Are they also gonna play it safe?
Yep. Oh, that was
okay.
Interesting.
That could have been scary. Yeah,
like,
that's one of the most.
Yeah.
That's one of those moments where
you're not sure.
Artorias can just attack instead of buffing up. Like
he just rolls. You assume he's going to buff, and then you get poked in the face. And of course RTSR. That's the end of that. But luckily that didn't happen. So Nax will now be actually heading to Calamate because he's going to do the later trigger. Quite a bit safer because you're not in RTSR range, so take a few.
That for sure, but also the fact that he skipped the bonfire means that he was already in RTSR range.
And Mul's route, by the way. Yep, the R2 finish on Pinwheel.
Everyone has to do this now, basically. If Kahmul wins this race, everyone has to do this in their runs.
Luckily, there's also another R2 finish if he chooses to do it. I don't know if he's been doing it, but you can also R2 finish onto Stray Demon. Like I said, I don't know if he's been doing that or just doing another Dark Bead.
Stray Demon? He already did 3 Dark Beads.
Or not Stray Demon, Fire Sage Demon.
Yeah,
sorry.
Fire Sage, yeah.
That is the same thing, just different colors.
Basically. Okay, so Kahmul is gonna be getting to Nito shortly. He's going through the TOTG, Tomb of the Giants. Can be quite the confusing place casually, but obviously the speedrunners know where to go, so it's not as bad.
As long as you don't have to go pick up a certain item or something like that. Yeah, it's really straightforward. Really straightforward. I know it was kind of the more intimidating spots to learn whenever I first started, and I think for a lot of people, you're just like, how am I supposed to see here? And honestly, you're fine. I'm sorry for the yelling that's going on in the background. I'm not sure what's going on out there.
I don't think we can hear it very clearly, so it's fine. Also, Kahmul didn't do Fog Gate Skip because he doesn't have fall control, so he would have taken extra damage, and he would be probably too low for Nito RTSR setup.
Well, you do ring swaps, so I think it'd be okay, right?
Yeah, but ring swaps are boring.
Yeah.
That's effort, like you have to menu and... Alright, so Kahmul is going to be approaching Nito. After Nito, he has Isolith and Analondo left. In the meanwhile, Nax has already done Analondo and Isolith. And both of them also have 4 kings.
Look at that. Like a true professional, no quit outs. Double scream though. And should be able to finish 3 Dark Beads. Easy. Every time.
Okay, so Hidden Body doesn't affect the boss, but the skeletons, his companions do get affected by Hidden Body.
Yeah, if you don't have a Hidden Body on with this, the skellies just kind of rush you. And, well, in RTSR range, you can see how that would be a bad deal. Luckily, he does have that. And with one well-placed Dark Bead, you can actually take out all 3. And then just have your way on the Nito. Unfortunately, you got a little bad RNG there with the double scream, but nothing too bad.
Okay, so I think this split, if Nax doesn't mess up, he's going to skip the bonfire with 4 manas. And that's going to save him good, like, 20 seconds.
Oh, yeah, because he will not be picking up Dark Bead.
Exactly, so the only scary thing about that split is actually manas. Which, if you play it safe, and if your execution doesn't fail you, you should never die to.
And if RNG is on your side as well.
Yeah.
There are
I mean,
things
that's
that,
obviously a big thing, but
yeah.
all right. So Kahmul gonna do the seal skip now.
I think he's gonna do superior Ivan setup. Oh yeah.
Okay, he didn't
Oh
die to it
wow.
like last one. So he just
He actually
walks
got
off the
caught
edge
like
and then
bunked on the wall or something. But yeah, you just
yeah,
So what he did there is a slope quit out. It used to be for the longest that you could. It was only known that you could do it with fall control, but then God discovered that if you quit out on a slope, it kind of delays your fall damage. I guess is the best way to say it for a bit,
yeah.
and it enables you to quit out without taking fatal damage. So you can end
Yep.
up doing this out of bounds right here.
Yeah.
And you'll see also he'll drop an item that'll be where the second king will spawn. Just nice little, or around there, nice little marker.
All right. So four kings, kind of funny fight because there's actually not four of them, or we're not gonna see four of them. Wait, he missed the dark beat, right? Yeah, he's fine.
No.
Of course, he is fine.
Yeah.
So let's see how Nax handles Manus. While Kahmul is waiting for the second king to spawn. The second king only spawns after a certain amount of time. Okay, here's the Dark Rain. That's not good.
This is the attack we were saying that you don't want to get.
And
of course
another one.
Yep, back to back.
Ah! In the meanwhile, Kahmul is just gonna finish the king fight.
And into the
Wombo
combo.
combo.
All
Oh, Nax!
right. And yeah, okay, so he should. Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Luckily,
that's
Manus
nice.
screamed after that, so he was able to finish. If you saw him, if anyone was wondering why Nax didn't attack like his fist, Manus's fist, right there, because that was, I mean, he runs past it. Actually, if you hit the fist with a weapon that does like a whole lot of damage, I guess more of a poise break than damage. It'll actually cancel his animation, and then he can immediately go into another attack. It can be real bad. Like, let's say if you cancel his animation and then he goes into his knee attack, well, you're still finishing up your animation of attacking, and he goes straight into a knee attack. RTSR, yeah, you're dead. So you always want to attack, if possible, his body.
Nice RTSR setup, Kahmul.
Yeah.
What can I say? Like, he just got like on the slope and fell down, and then iframe.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is actually
That is a
good.
lot of time.
Yeah, that's a good time loss. It's probably about half a minute right there.
At this point, I feel like it would have been better to just do the fight without RTSR.
Maybe, yeah. It would have been probably 5 hits, so you just have to dodge one.
Yeah. This is a lot of time loss, like, you can see.
Yeah, probably if... Okay, you got it that time. Probably, that'll be one thing he'll mention, I guess. Once we ask him, he'll be like, "Oh, he'll go to this specific point, and be like, I can't believe I did this." So this fight is actually a double KO. Don't freak out when he dies. This is all.
He might not go for it. It doesn't have to be a double KO every time.
But it's better that way.
It looks cooler. It's more stylish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you cast too late, you're just gonna die. It's not gonna be a cast.
I haven't seen it yet. Like whenever I was making save files for this route, whenever I killed him and then he killed me, I was like, uh-oh, did I mess up? And then I see the victory achievement. Oh no, okay, I guess that's supposed to happen.
I've seen certain runners like walk off the edge, right, Zaz?
Hey,
okay, got the double KO.
Yep. Look at that. Optimal, you died, victory achieved, easy. And now he will do his he will do the Fire Sage elevator clip. On Nax is not getting very nice RNG
again, man.
on Calamite.
Okay, getting the AI loop. One more attack.
There we go.
Okay, good. So basically, if you try to stay at the back paw of Calamite and just kind of rotate around him while doing running attacks, it's kind of hard to pull off. You can actually AI loop him. And after certain attacks, like the particular attack that Nax got, it's pretty easy to set it up and then you can exploit it, especially with DT plus 5 where it deals so much damage.
Yeah. I'd say the only thing that's kind of bad about it is you can it's kind of hard to sometimes to get a double hit off of it because you're turning at the same time he's turning, and then you're wanting to do an attack. Will he R2 finish? Ah. Man. You know, like I said, not mad, just disappointed. No plunges, no R2 finish. Could have potentially 2 in this round. Has to take this now.
No Nico, like.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow. Wow.
So again, this is quite close. It's Nax has been getting really bad RNG, but also like Kahmul made that mistake with RTSR. So
yeah,
I think it was still slightly ahead, but it's very
really
hard to
costly mistake.
Yes. Okay, so Capra is gonna get slain with one running attack. He also uses stone armor again to make sure the dogs don't wreck him.
Yeah, the dogs, and also if he is to miss a hit, he won't get staggered from Capra, where he can immediately follow up into like an R1 or something like that.
You can see the Centipede Demon fight much easier for Kahmul than it was for Nax. Just 3 dark beads.
Yep, pew pew, real quick.
Didn't mess up the RTSR setup like
next
last
plane
round.
is safe, not going to do any RTSR setups at all. Would have taken a little work anyways to get into RTSR.
It was a good decision.
Yeah.
You got here.
But yeah, so for Nax it's going to be 2 running attacks and well, it's 3 running attacks, but 2 to the head and then 1 to the
Well,
ball.
that's if he gets the good opener. That's another thing, right? Like Nax, if he gets a bad opener, he's gonna quit.
Yeah, it's so easy to get the good opener. He's been practicing for years for this.
Yeah, he's been practicing for years to DLC as well. We saw how that went.
Yeah. Oh, also, yeah, everyone put on your sunglasses if you choose to look over at Kahmul's screen.
Oh, heck. Too late. Alright, guess the good opener.
Yeah. 1, 2. Okay.
What?
Hit a little ramp there, a little Tony Hawk Pro Skater, no big deal.
Yeah, he was supposed to be dead.
Yeah. Okay.
Gaping, that is.
It's a quick and easy gaping. Let's see. What does Nax have left? I think just Nito.
Nax has Nito
4 kings,
and 4 kings, and that's it.
Kahmul
and
has
Kahmul
this.
has Bit of Chaos and Analondo.
Yeah. So Kahmul has 3 more bosses. Nax has 3 more bosses. I would say that Kahmul is still probably ahead because those bosses will be quicker. Should be quicker. You never know how Gwendolyn will be.
Still has Gwendolyn, exactly.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. Like last race, like the level of this is insane.
Even then, on the last race, I know Nax made it to kill him first. And he had to quit out, and I thought that was going to be it for him whenever he had to quit out.
I did the same. But then as soon as they started attacking...
But I guess another thing is, too, even at Gwen, Kahmul has to do 3 dark beads, because you can't finish him in 2, you don't have bellowing. And I know you know from experience that 3rd dark bead, sometimes he can hop around so much, it can be kind of tough to hit him with that thing.
Yeah, that's true. You might need like even 4 or maybe even 5.
Yeah.
Another thing going for Nax is that he did the plunge here, so that's another little time saver.
Yeah. Doesn't say much, but hey, every little bit helps. Every little bit helps.
For sure. We're basically seeing the same exact routes, the same exact things. Both runners haven't changed anything. Apart from Kahmul probably paying some bosses to get insane RNG.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask him how much after this, how much he spent on this.
Yeah, I might do the same actually.
Oh wait, I can do the same, of course. That's why I want to know. Get an idea. Okay, so Nax, quick work of Pinwheel, high and by, and he'll make his way over to Nito. Fortunately for him, I mean, he does have Hidden Body, but he will not be casting Hidden Body, kind of no reason, so he's just going to put on Stone Armor. Also does Supreme Pathing. Look at that pathing. Wow.
Wowie. I think Nax, even if he loses, he's going to be the winner of our hearts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's... Oh, heck. Wow. insane time saver right there.
Right. So Kahmul again approaching Gwendolyn, the only boss that's like actual pure RNG pretty much, where you just cannot approach when you get homing soul mass when you're too close. So that's gonna be one big deciding factor for sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately for every runner, Gwendolyn, yeah, just an RNG mess. I've seen many runners on PB world record pace. Kahmul's one of them I've seen back when Grapple Mage was a thing, and Gwendolyn was literally like the second to last boss. Yeah, you just you just kind of at the mercy of this boss, and you can lose. You can do everything that you can right and still lose like 30 seconds, a minute. You never know, just because you have to wait for certain attacks.
Kahmul, how do you do this? Like, look,
Wow.
perfect, almost. Okay. You go. Okay.
It's about time.
Shot.
It's
Okay.
about time he got some bad RNG.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say. But with this
Okay,
like quality that we have.
This is what I was talking about right here.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
man.
More of this, Gwendolyn.
All
More
right.
of this. I'm definitely not biased, by the way. Okay. There's the arrow arrow attack.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the RNG coming into factor there. Probably lost him about 20 seconds or so. Because I mean, whenever, especially the homing attack, I guess on the one attack you could try to risk it. I
Nax
wouldn't.
again getting the
but-
AoE, had to heal.
Yeah. So Kahmul just has Priscilla. Nax will now go to 14. So we have ourselves another close race.
This is like insane.
You have
I
that
can't
magic.
tell.
You have that magic touch. I don't know what it is with your race, but you have that magic touch.
I don't know, man. I don't understand. But I'm super honored to be part of this.
But yeah, I would say I can't even say that Kahmul is still ahead. I would want to say that he's ahead, especially because this painted world is going to be able to go really quickly. But
Well, actually,
I know better. I know better than to, yeah.
He has to go downstairs, right, and then do running attacks on the hollow, so
Well,
it's not as fast as
true.
it
That's
could be.
true. Maybe he's gonna. I don't know how many dark beads it take to get rid of the undead dragon. Probably not any faster.
Well, he doesn't have that many left. He has only 4 left. And
Oh
he
yeah,
needs
that's
up to
right. Yeah,
3
because
for
he did
Priscilla,
not rest
right?
at the
So-
bonfire. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if Nax gets the seal skip first try. I'm not sure. I wasn't paying enough attention,
Yeah.
but it caused him some trouble last time.
Oh, first
Okay,
try.
he got it.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so this is. Yeah, I want to say Kahmul is ahead a little bit.
I think so, but Nax will have a really quick 4 kings, but yeah, the 4 kings take a while.
Yeah, that's like 27 or something seconds for the
But-
second king spawn.
Like if Kahmul takes a bit on Priscilla, like he doesn't get a good spawn whenever she
Spawn, yeah.
disappears. Yeah, that can take.
Yeah, that's
a little
gonna
bit of
depend
spawn.
on the lock-on as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kahmul has an extra warp. That's also true. That's like 10 seconds right there. Okay, so no, we cannot get Monk Glitch here because it's a 2-shot or a 3-shot. It's not a 1-shot.
And
Okay,
yeah,
he didn't get the
bad.
goods.
Oh.
And okay, he gets the 3-shot.
Nax now waiting on the second king. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, the second king can take a good bit. So Kahmul probably.
Yeah, it's gonna come
third.
down to if Kahmul gets
It's gonna
memes.
come down to RTSR.
Also,
setup.
Nax messed up. Nax messed up.
Yeah.
Nax messed up. He missed one part of his attack, so he wasn't able to finish the king with the next attack and then go unlucky RNG. Okay, there we go. Oh,
Ooh, this is close. Okay, everyone, get your Franker Z's ready. We're gonna have a wild finish here. Dang,
Frank
if you,
thing
if you would
wasn't too
not
popular
have
last
messed
time.
that up, wow, this would be really close. This would be really
Yeah.
close. It probably would have been about 10 seconds difference. Fortunately, probably closer to 20 right now.
Yeah, this is I mean, it can still happen. This is Dark Souls, ladies and gentlemen. Like anything can
Yeah,
happen until you parry
this
Gwyn.
guy can be a bit of an
Yeah,
issue.
you
Doesn't
got
have an
this,
issue though
man.
setting up.
I mean, he still has to parry. He has to dodge this guy and then
and
parry.
Nax has an RTSR move swap setup, but the death animation takes a while. Well, the death animation is going to take a while for, well, so I guess that doesn't matter. So both runners have good Black Knights.
This is
So
insane.
here we go.
Like I don't know what to say. Just like it doesn't matter who wins. Both of these runners are insane. Like this is gonna be the Nax's probably best time of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is actually crazy. Like performing like this in the grand finals.
Yep.
Speed Gaming's main channel. That's just, man, the respect to both runners already. All right, these guys wouldn't hire them as my bodyguards. Said that before.
Oh, missed him. Guess I just.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Kahmul would have to fail the parry now.
Yeah.
He got it. Okay, one down beat. Second one. Jump away. And he gets it.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It comes down to pressing A now. Alright, so next now.
My stream just buffered. What's happening?
Uh-oh. Alright, and so your winner of the Dark Souls All Bosses Tournament, Kahmul 78.
78.
Congrats to Kahmul. Nax had to quit out because I guess didn't have to quit out, but yeah, Gwen jumped away, so playing
yeah, Max getting unlucky again. That's been haunting him this
that
entire
is
run.
that's the one issue with move swap Gwen. Is that can happen. It's still gonna be really close even with that quit outs.
Alright, GG. Hacking Kahmul.
GG to
and hacking
Nax.
Nax. This is insane.
Yeah, I'm not sure the official SRL time, but yeah, what's that? 30
GG.
seconds? Yeah.
All right, let's get these champs. Let's get these champs right here.
In here. Oh, hello.
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 Congrats.
Aww. You sound sad.
No, I'm really happy with that run.
Yeah, you should be. It was awesome. It was amazing. Like considering the RNG you got, you did so well. Like I was so happy to watch this. So congrats again.
I can't be mad. I can't be mad.
I mean, it's your fastest. Is it your fastest in the tournament?
Yeah, and just in the route in general, even off.
I thought you had one that was a low 117 before.
No, I had a low 118. It was like 118.18, I think.
Yeah, like considering the RNG on Manas, Calamites, like Kahmul got really good DLC. You know, like
I got
Manas
those dark
and
rains.
Calamites were really good. Yeah, those two dark rains, man. I totally felt you at that moment, right? Because I had 3 in my actual PV. So I was
look
like,
at that.
no.
Nax improved their personal best by a minute 23. Well, there you have it. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's always good.
Hi.
Hello.
And here we are. The retention.
winner!
Yeah, the winner retains his Supreme Leader title.
Questionable. Questionable. There were no plunges. Kahmul, what do you have to say
no
about
plunges.
that?
That's true. With some plunges, you might have been able to get.
Steady wins the race.
Yeah, but
Slow
with the
and
plunges,
steady. You just
with
go
the plunges, this
117.
could have been a sub
Yes, but
117.
Dude, the secret to getting good times is just to not give a fuck about going absolutely fast. You just need to go somewhat fast.
The secret is out.
Yeah, it's very
congratulations. Both of y'all had a really clean run.
Yeah.
I think both were deathless. I don't remember anything. Well, besides,
both were
I guess
deathless.
deathless, by unexpected deaths. I guess you had the death warp. But hey, I'm all about the death warps. All about them death warps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I was like, when I
insane.
was like, when I was in the kill, I was like, okay, if Nax beats that, then it's gonna be like insanely good race. but Nex was like almost close to beating it. So
Yeah, it
I
was.
don't know.
Max got really like unlucky in the DLC and had to
Yeah.
put out at Gwyn as well. So it was a
Again.
super close race.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
Also, the ONS of Nax was
Very slow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My ONS was also garbage. I had like a basically
It was.
similar, like as if I didn't have Artisar. Basically, that was a fight like that.
I got the lightning opening and just went with it.
Yeah.
Ended up being super slow.
What a
Yeah,
baller.
I got the charge opening and then he sidestepped and then I had to like run around. It was stupid.
Well-
yeah, it was pretty clean for me. Like the only thing that I that I hate was the stupid Artisar that was these little bad all day. Like
I was like, what?
I
I've
told
never-
you. I told you he'd bring it up. I knew he'd bring it up.
Yeah, of course, because I haven't messed it up in years.
Wait, which
It's
character
really
is
funny.
that?
it stands out for me.
It was
Which
really
character is
hilarious
Yeah.
for Ceaseless the slope.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Right? So
slope.
it looked so hilarious because like you went on the slope and then you started falling off and you just saw the character like turn around to try to get back.
Yeah.
Desperation. It was so good.
Yeah,
No.
but Ceaseless without Artisar is not possible. Like the damage without Artisar and without
Yeah.
BDR is insane garbage.
So we were wondering that if it would have been actually faster to dodge and then do that, but we'll trust you on this one. We'll trust you. on
I
this
tried like without Artisar. Yeah, you don't even get
okay.
close to killing him. Like
Oh,
3 Dark
really?
Beats, it's like 50 to 60% HP he has left.
Right.
one. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's a pretty good bit.
Artisar is just
Well, anyways, so you win the huge prize pool. What are you planning to do with all this cash, Kahmul?
I'm just gonna add it to my existing pile of Switch money.
Nice. All right. Twitch bucks. There you hear. Heard it
Doesn't
here,
make much of a
folks.
difference anymore at this point.
Wow. All right. Well, congrats once again to both of you all. It was an amazing tournament.
Yeah,
For
it was
both of
a
It was
great.
insane
yeah.
races from both competitors.
Couldn't ask for probably a better final match. Finished within a minute of each other. Actually, within what 40 seconds, 30 seconds. I can't math. Sorry, any math. But yeah, sad to see it go though. But luckily for us, we still have the Bloodborne tournament that just started up. So we
Yeah.
still get some Soulsborne things going on. Thanks you to everyone for watching. It's always fun. And thanks to Feasel. I know Cyclone, you were our restreamer on this one. Thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Yeah.
Gaming side.
It was
Yeah,
a
so
long
this-
ass tournament for sure.
Yeah, it was a
That was
very
so
long.
long. I'm so done with all bosses, and I think most people can agree.
Oh yeah, congrats on your 90%.
Yeah, see, that was some of the rest of us. Our secret was to just lose early. That way we could, still enjoy all bosses and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I
The
have a
rest-
lot of
The
fun
rest of
doing
you guys
all
messed up
bosses.
by continuing to win and stuff. That was our secret. But yeah, I
you could
guess.
you could find a Bloodborne tournament like the Speed Soul site at the top. There's
Oh
everything.
yeah.
And it just replaced the Dark Souls stuff with the Bloodborne stuff, so you could just
Yep.
click there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I
cool
think
stuff.
we have also some races of that tonight. I think or
There
at
was
least
one
more.
today
There was
already.
One today. I think there's one or two more today as well. I'd have to go and check on that. Well, you know what? Hey, I got this thing called Discord right here. I can let you guys know. Well, maybe. Okay. Never mind.
Right, so I guess do you have guys anything to add to your do you have anything to say to your fans, to your sponsors, to your family?
I'd like to shout out Gatorade for sponsoring me.
Oh, yeah.
Really
Good
nice.
stuff.
I like to shout
Use
out
code
Frank Cassie for sponsoring me.
Use code
Well
Kahmul for
said.
free emotes.
Nice name, by the way. Next.
Yeah, that's why I had such a good time, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
What's up?
Well,
No.
guess that will do it for us. Again, thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for Speed Gaming. And coming up next after this at 4 p.m. Eastern as a Hat in Time 80% tournament. So check that out, and we'll see you guys later. Oh! Before it's it. Well, it was 8:30 Eastern time is the next Bloodborne tournament race. So go check that out.
Right.
Anyways, bye
So,
guys.
On behalf of Speed Souls, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. It was great. We hoped you enjoy it, or rather, we hoped you enjoyed it, rather. And yeah, we'll try to probably do this some other time as well, but maybe with a different format. We'll see about that.
Yeah. A bunch of suggestions how to improve it.
But yeah, we learn as we go. I also want to thank everyone who participated. I was super proud of the Dark Souls 1 community. Like, we got, 32 runners or something like that together?
29 or 30.
29, okay, yeah. We got 29 runners together. And a lot of the people that were not running it actively started practicing and put in effort. So thanks everyone for participating. It was great. We are super happy to have you there.
Yeah, GG Kahmul. That was fun.
Yeah. It's a nice race.
Very good.
Proper final.
Yeah.
It was really good. I mean, what more could we ask for?
Yeah.
All right, I guess that's it
Yeah.
from us. And we wish you a pleasant adieu. The Catalyst and Zastrain and both the finalists.
boy.
Have a nice rest of the day.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day, everyone.